That was good, very good.
Or stupid. They could have cut me down at any moment. The snipers might have missed. It could have been a disaster. They might have hit the president. No, worse than that, they might have shot me.
But you made the pretty girl hesitate, so that she moved back just enough, provided a safe line of sight. And you'd given the snipers authority to seize the moment when it came.
We have to trust our soldiers or the battle's lost. I think Burkhold said that.
You're quoting Burkhold to me? You know he was never a soldier.
That doesn't stop it being true. I took a risk, put my faith in the troops being able to shoot straight. And for once, it paid off.
You saved the president, and then didn't let anyone know. Even I didn't find out what had happened for days. I've still not seen the tapes.
I said it made him look old and weak. I had to protect him from that.
Your only concern was the president's welfare?
What else could it have been?
You used the moment to secure your position at his side, to encroach on my former territory. First thing I knew that something had happened on Mars was when the president transferred my authority. I no longer had access to his diary or personal file.
I didn't ask for that access. I didn't want your job.
But the president wanted you by his side because you'd saved his life.
Yes, that must have been it.
There's something else. Something that's on those tapes of the incident.
There's nothing else on the tapes. I've told you everything.
Then it's something else. The terrorists are only part of the story.
What would make you think that?
There are different kinds of secrets. When I found my access had been changed, I started asking questions. And no one would talk about Mars. I applied some pressure, got past the heads of security, was given the secret files. They didn't give me the tapes. But I didn't think they were needed. I had the full debrief on the terrorists, their families and connections, plus your part in saving the president's life. That should have been everything, shouldn't it? But it only raised more questions.
I've told you everything that happened. The terrorists were shot. The clean-up team took over Viking Square. Next morning, the press wanted...
You've missed out several hours, as does the report. What happened immediately after the incident?
We conducted a full inquiry into what went wrong. The security detail had failed to spot the terrorists' hidden weapons, so they were arrested. I wrote up my account, and the head of security double-checked the details with the available evidence. That took until the early hours of the morning. And then the press wanted
Meanwhile, the president was taken back to his hotel. I checked the details. Penthouse suite of the Martian Imperial, in bed asleep by 10.
He'd had quite a day.
You're not as clever as you think. I've worked for the president a very long time. It's my job to predict his reactions, to be fully prepared for his needs. He'd nearly been killed. His whole program was in tatters. If word ever got out...
So next morning, when the press wanted to
and
run...
And again, you're so eager to skip to the next morning. The president doesn't simply go to bed after a day like that. He paces. He prevaricates. He reads files, issues orders, scours new legislation, looking for something to shout at, anything to stave off, closing his eyes, because he knows what he will dream of. The faces of the dead. There are so many thousands of faces.
You know him better than anyone.
And you'd saved his life, so he wouldn't have let you leave his side. He'd have found any pretext. You wouldn't try to keep that secret. Unless